say some days you're gonna win. They say some days you're gonna lose. I tell you, I got news for you. You're losing all the time, you never win. No. If you believe that's how it's gonna be, I better put you down. Get up, you take your book, and come down on the ground. You gotta save me now. You better turn around. And I looked around. I was heading down. Oh, somebody throw me down the line. This is some days you gotta give. This is some days you gotta take. That's the way it's gotta be.
Happy Tuesday, 9:03, 14th day of October, hitting you in the Nose Daily Show. Welcome in, my friends. We got a good one for all of you guys today. Coming up in, I don't know, about 12 minutes or so, but who's counting? Randy's going to join us from Trailer Park Boys. Really excited for this one. Randy's going to be in Carbondale on October the 30th, also going to be in Peoria on October the 27th or the 28th. We'll get all the details in about couple of minutes, and he'll be filling us in also on the new season of the show coming out. Really looking forward to that one. Then at 10:10, Sara McGibany joins us, and we get all the details from Alton Main Street and some great events that are coming down the pipeline. 10:35, I'm going to be talking to Tommy Karlas, and we're going to be getting all the details on his upcoming show at Lewis and Clark Community College in a couple of weeks. A busy show ahead of us. Let's dive right into news. Man, what a good Tuesday. What a great show. This is going to be a fun one. I'm so looking forward to talking to Randy before we go into news. This has been one that I've been waiting for a while, and I hope you guys enjoy it, and this is going to be one, too. I'm just going to tell you now, viewer discretion advised on the Randy interview, because you can't, you know what I'm saying here, you have to be able to just dive right in. Let's go to news now. Make sure you download that RiverBender.com app today. You'll never miss out. You can join myself and thousands of people that have downloaded the app, plus with our Around the Riverbend daily email update, you get your daily dose of everything local, your daily dose of news, classified, sports, and events, plus with our partnership with the Associated Press, statewide and national news, a part of that email, and at the touch of a button with your RiverBender.com app today. The Edwardsville City Council has approved the installation of a new all-abilities playground on the Lewis and Clark Community College campus, ensuring that children of all abilities in the area will have a safe and inclusive place to play. The project, funded by the Edwardsville Community Foundation's Kriege Fund, uses up to $600,000 from a generous $1.35 million donation made earlier this year by the family to enhance the quality of life in Edwardsville. Community members, including families with children who use wheelchairs, passionately have advocated for this playground, and it does highlight its importance for inclusion and accessibility. The initiative, one of 3 recreational projects planned with the donated funds, reflecting the city's commitment to creating welcoming spaces for all children. Also, in the news today, Mark Hydreshide, longtime head coach of Edwardsville High School boys soccer, recently coached his final home game, a 1-1 draw against Normal Community West. There was a celebration during the pregame ceremony for his 26 years in leading the Tigers and his 400th career win. Hydreshide was honored with a plaque presented by the athletic director, and he was reflecting on his career, and Hydreshide fondly recalled his 2 state championships and regional titles along the way, emphasizing the lasting friendships and the camaraderie that was formed over the years. He expressed gratitude for the opportunity to impact players on and off the field and looks forward to a new chapter focused on family and some well-deserved relaxation. Also in the news today, back here in Alton, Kathy Buddy emerged as the top raffle winner in the $10,000 sweepstakes at St. Mary's Oktoberfest. It was held this past weekend on the church grounds in Alton. The event, overseen this year by Chairman Ryan Downey, featured a 5K race, live music, games, and, of course, the traditional German ceremonies. With great weather and a strong attendance, the festival also included a Mass in the Grass Oktoberfest games and a traditional bingo night. Organizers reported that raffle sales potentially broke previous records. That's incredible. Supporting vital church and school building upgrades. Sweepstake winners were announced Sunday evening, rounding out a successful community celebration. And finally in the news today, we'll take you right to Bethalto as concerns over that discolored water in the area in Bethalto continue as residents remain skeptical despite recent tests that have been done by the Illinois Environmental Protection Agency that do confirm safety levels. Public Works Director Rod Cheatham reports that multiple water samples show iron and manganese levels below state maximum contaminant levels, with additional tests of PFAS also clear. Village officials are collaborating with the Illinois EPA to explore financial assistance for replacing those aging water mains believed to contribute to this issue. Some residents do question the village transparency and urge long-term solutions, while local officials emphasize that efforts have been made and they do highlight the challenges faced by those unable to afford alternative water sources. The situation remains under close observation as the village works towards a resolution, and we will keep you updated when more details do emerge. Let's take a look at weather on this Tuesday morning. 64 degrees in downtown Alton. It feels like 69 out there. And man, I don't know about you, but my allergies are still smoking me. Humidity at 72%, air quality at 75, which is moderate, but the mold count's still elevated at 9,700. Good day to take a Claritin. Today, very warm with times of sun and clouds, and tonight just clear. Temperatures today reach 84 degrees and drop down to 57 overnight as we head into Wednesday. On Wednesday, sunny skies, a high of 84, a low of 57 degrees. And on Thursday, another round of sunny skies, a high of 80, a low of 56. On Friday, we start our weekend with cloudy skies, a high of 84, a low of 63. And then on Saturday, we might see some rain. There's a chance of some potential severe weather on Saturday throughout the region. That's one that you should watch. Make sure you download that RiverBender.com app today with those weather alert notifications. We get those out quicker than most of the regional stations just to make sure that you get that information as quickly as you can. On Saturday, a high of 72, a low of 50, but that threat of potential severe storms do remain. That's a look at the next 5 days. Here's what's happening now, my friends. 9:09 in the heart of the 618. 65 degrees in downtown Alton. It don't feel like it. It feels like 69 out there. For time and temperature throughout the day, 618-465-4545. This time powered by Bounce Back. Rehab, recover, and return home. You can also stay up to date in real time all the time by downloading that RiverBender.com app today. Alrighty. Second to last time I'm telling you about this, because I'll tell you about it in the 10. The Land of Goshen Community Market is inviting you to Harvest Day, October the 18th. That's the Saturday. It runs 8 a.m. until noon right there in downtown Edwardsville. It's such a cool way to end the season. It's their end of the season celebration, and they want you to take a piece of their sprout garden home so you can plant it in your own. And there's a lot of herbs to go around for everybody, and they also have a really cool photo area with corn stalks and a Harvest Day banner, great for you and your family to snap a shot. But the coolest thing really is for the kiddos, or for everyone, I guess. It's called Pumpkin Palooza. How about this? And that runs still at the same time, 8 a.m. until noon during that Harvest Day celebration. And you'll have compost-friendly pumpkin decorating, pumpkin bowling, and you'll also make mini pumpkin bird feeders. Those look really cool. You also have pumpkin seed games and so much more. It's a really great day for the family. Make sure you stop by Harvest Day at the Land of Goshen Community Market, 8 a.m. until noon in downtown Edwardsville. And don't forget to tell them that you know who and RiverBender.com sent you over their way. All right, why don't we do this? We'll take a quick break. Come on back with Randy from Trailer Park Boys. That's a big one. More Daily Show on a Tuesday. After this, you stay there and I'll be right back here.
With over over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Discover Del Mar Public House, located in Godfrey's historic Clifton Schoolhouse. Enjoy bold flavors like homemade falafel, fish and chips, and rotating pasta favorites. Relax with local beers, half-price wine bottles, and summer poutine nights. The only thing missing is you. Open Wednesday through Sunday. Del Mar Public House, where great food, drinks, and friends come together. DelMarPublicHouse.com.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
When I got in the car accident at the ER, they gave me a prescription of hydrocodone. And over time, it took more medication to mask the pain. I moved over to drug seeking and found heroin and fentanyl. I went to the Centerstone rehab facility, and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. I have my own car, I have a job, there's nothing holding me back anymore.
When you need a project done right, on budget and on time, trust Gillahan Concrete. Gillahan handles every kind of project, big and small. Commercial, industrial, residential, from room additions and garages to patios, driveways, and more. Gillahan brings quality and experience to every job. Family owned with over 30 years of service to our community. Call today at 618-781-3914 or visit GillahanConcrete.com.
Accidents happen in a heartbeat, but lives change forever. Whether it's a car crash, workplace injury, medical malpractice, or wrongful death, you don't have to face the consequences alone. Keith Short and Associates brings over 33 years of experience and a reputation for fighting fiercely for your rights. For relentless representation that you can trust, call Keith Short and Associates at 618-254-0055 today for a free consultation.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
On this Tuesday morning, it's about to get greasy, and I'm really excited for this one. All the way from Sunnyvale Trailer Park, Randy from Trailer Park Boys getting ready to roll into Peoria and Carbondale at the end of the month. Randy, how are we doing, man?
I'm doing great today. How you doing?
Oh, it's another great day. And, you know, before we even start, I just got to ask, because all of our audience has been just waiting for this conversation. The biggest question they wanted me to ask you right when we dove into this is, Randy, how many burgers are we taking down today?
Well, you know something, it's midday here on the East Coast, and I've had 5 cheeseburgers today because you know, it's midday, right? I start off with 2 and then I have 3 for lunch, but I might change it up for supper. I might add some bacon, you know, or have you ever had a burger that had like a third of the meat mixture as being pork?
Oh yeah. Now that's a good hangover burger right there, Randy.
That's right. Like that then you get the different types of meat. Because I'm all about I mean, you know, down in America, you know, good cheeseburgers. I'm looking forward to eating some. I can't wait.
Well, and this is what's so cool. With this cheeseburger picnic, man, you've got to be able to see some cool spots all around, you know, the United States. You're hitting some cool spots. What are you looking forward to the most before we dive into the meat of this?
Well, I like getting out and seeing the fans, you know, like the world's kind of turned into a, Mr. Lay would call it a storm, you know?
Yeah.
it might sound a little different than that fart, but people need to have some joy and some silliness, and that's what these cheeseburger picnic comedy shows are. You get to come out and laugh and sing some songs and play some silly games, see some games and stuff. So it's a really good time. So I like to get out and just bring a smile to people's faces, because again, sometimes life can be a little crappy.
Well, 100%. And I mean, you guys, at the trailer park, Randy, just diving right back into this. I mean, you've experienced it all together. And, you mentioned Mr. Leahy a little bit. One just question about him. You guys got into some real trouble and have had some fun along the ways. And one question that the audience wants to know, do you have a story, a drunk story with you and Mr. Leahy that you can share with us that you kind of remember? Has there ever been a 9 out of 10 day that you haven't showcased to the fans yet?
Well, you know what? Me and good old Mr. Lay, we like to get on the liquor. He liked his drinky poos. He liked liquor ball sandwiches. He was a liquor. I think the word he said was connoisseur,
Fair.
almost like dinosaur, but like he knew what each liquor, he could just from a little taste on his lips, he could tell what went with what. And his real secret was just more liquor. Drink more. But there was a time when Mr. Lay and he had these big bottles of liquor with Ricky, Julian, and Bubbles written on them and stuff. But we had like more of those bottles. Like everyone in the trailer park had their names written down. So we drank all those. It took a long time, but sometimes you black out, and that's when you need to make sure you have a good breakfast.
And that's where the burgers come back in with that pork, Randy. And, talking about the park a little bit, I just got to know, we've heard a couple of people say Bubbles is the smartest guy in the park. You've gone to him for advice. Does that still stand today? Is he still the smartest guy in the park? Or, who are you going to give that accolade to?
I think Bubbles is very smart. He's read a lot of books, Ricky would call that book learning because Ricky's not so smart, but no. It seems like Bubbles knows a little bit about everything, and he's given me advice and even shared some of his own personal food with me, and he's actually the nicest out of Ricky, Julian, and Bubbles. He's the nice one. Rick can be a real dick. Well, Julian, he's just handsome, but he's always thinking money. But anyways, I'm glad that I can go talk to Bubs when I need some advice and stuff. And I think he's probably one of the smartest in Sunnyvale.
Well, and you mentioned Ricky, and I got honest with you, he is a dick, to you, and I'll be honest with you, Randy, we've all gotten to see that over the years, but every once in a while, it seems like you and Ricky get along for a couple of seconds there, and have you ever, I got to ask you, what's the most baked Ricky ever got you?
Well, he's, we did this cooking show together. It was called Getting Cooked with Ricky and Randy. He even left my name out. And we would get pretty high on that show, but I think the most was when we did a bunch of mushrooms. We did so many mushrooms. Oh man, we just went off on those. So it's there's been a lot of times. Ricky is a very good farmer, and he grows very good marijuana and mushrooms, sometimes we get along, but we're probably a little high at those times, but sometimes, you need to get along. And that's what happens, like everybody's got somebody around them that they don't like. Everyone's got a neighbor that's kind of the cranky neighbor or whatnot, or a dickweed like Ricky. And Sunnyvale is a community, and as management in the park, and even weekend management, you have to take everybody for what they are. Some are good, some are not so, but still, it's all together. It makes a community, and then you just try to be happy.
Well, and then, you hit it perfectly there, Randy, and you're bringing all of this Sunnyvale, spirit to Peoria and Carbondale. Peoria on October the 27th, and then in Carbondale, you're there October the 30th. That's here respective to our area, but there's still so many more opportunities. What kind of shenanigans, what is your big takeaway for the fans, heading into these shows? What do they need to kind of grease themselves up for, if you will?
Well, I'm hoping, sometimes you get a bunch of our fans, the best fans ever, Trailer Park Boys fans. And, they come, sometimes they dress up as some of the characters. There's a lot of tight black shirts out there with handsome, muscular men that look like Julian, and sometimes you get people dressed up as Rick the Dick with the crazy shirts and whatnot. But I've even seen someone dress up as the Green Bastard, Bubbles' wrestling persona.
Oh.
You know, so it's the fans really support. But I mean, what everyone needs to do is just come out. And again, it's, you know, there are a few cheeseburgers. It's always better to make sure you have enough cheeseburger in you before the show, you know, because if you're going to have some drinky poos, you gotta have something in there. You don't want to be on an empty stomach. But anyway, we like to have some jokes and we sing some songs. We have some contests and play some games. So it's a lot. It's sort of like a variety show. There's a whole lot going on, and it's always good to have a couple extra bucks for a couple drinky poos. You know, you never know. I like to do some cheers, you know, to good old Mr. Leahy, and then people like to drink to that. So it's just a night of a little bit of silliness, which is what the world needs, and it's a lot of fun.
I mean, you're right, Randy. I mean, hey, there's shithawks all around us, and to have a night where we come together, this is a great way to prevent them, you know. And you know, with that being said, with the fans and like you said, you got people dressing up and you know, being a part of this, it's truly something amazing. Is there anything? I know there's always some stuff in the development. Are you looking forward to the next couple of years? Because it seems like, man, the film crew causes so much problems for you guys. I mean, that's really where I think it starts. It seems like everything's good, and then we try to get a little bit of an insight on your life, and then we kind of ruin it for everybody.
You know what? You're right. You know, those camera guys, they stick their cameras in sometimes where they don't belong.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, like they've caught me in my underwear, which, you know, that's not something that everyone's supposed to see, but then they see it, you know, and we, you know what, Julian hired those guys again. He has them following him around, and he says, you know, they were there in the summer, so there's going to be a season 13, and you know, there's again stuff that those camera guys should not be seeing, but you know what, it seems like people end up liking it, you know, and that's a good thing. I've been given a few cheeseburgers in my day from fans of Trailer Park Boys, but you know, sometimes that's what the world is in front of a camera. Everyone has a camera now, and you just have to look at the socials, and holy cow, you can see all kinds of stuff. And then there's AI, and boy, the world's changing.
It is, man. And this leads me to my final two questions for you. This has been great, and I really appreciate your time. I know that you're busy. Have you been challenged to a for real burger eating challenge competition yet? I mean, I don't think anyone would try it, but if they have, how easy of a contest was it?
You know what? I was challenged by a young lady once, and I beat her because she couldn't keep up. But yeah, I like just eating a cheeseburger instead of trying to eat them as fast as you can or as many as you can. Like, I'd rather enjoy the burger, right? And I'm a bigger fan of a burger. Like, I like the smash burgers that everyone's doing now. They're really good. And I like a thinner burger instead of the great big thick one.
Yeah.
That you can't get your mouth through. I'd rather have four thin ones than one huge, you know. Anyway, that's just me. So yeah, you know what? I don't know. That maybe wasn't a fair contest.
Well,
I was hungry.
Well, Randy, we're all hungry to see you down here in Peoria, and we're all excited to see you in Carbondale. You guys can get tickets at diamondmineagency.ca, and this is for Randy's Cheeseburger Picnic. And Randy, before I let you go, final question for you. What is your go-to spot for burgers in the United States? You've been around the world. Is there one place where you go that you're going, I have got to stop there every time? That's the final question.
Well, you know, when I go, like, I do, actually, there's so many good burgers down there, and I haven't tried them all, so it's not really fair. But, you know, like, normally if you go to each town, there's a mom and pop burger place that, you know, everyone's like, oh, you got to go for a burger there, but you don't always know that. So, I mean, you know, if I'm out on the West Coast and there's the In-N-Out burger, I like the In-N-Out burger. But then I've been down to Texas, and Whataburger is a good burger. But you know what? I'll eat good old Mickey D's and Burger King, or, you know, Sonic, or or Wendy's. I eat them all.
Oh, I love it. I
right?
just
You
love
know?
it. This is
Yeah,
incredible.
they're delicious. I mean, I've been to. Is there a Peter Pan burger there too? I think I've been to Peter Pan and Carl Jr. and I've been to. Anyway, it's just there's too many good burger joints.
Oh,
down there.
man. Well, you know what, guys? You got to tell your frown to frig off here and head on over to Peoria October the 27th. Head to Carbondale October the 30th. Get greasy, have some fun. Randy, thank you so much for your time, man.
Hey, thank you. It's been a pleasure. Can't wait to see everybody.
We'll take a quick break. Daily Show continues right after this on RiverBender.com, Roku TV, Apple Podcast.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Discover Del Mar Public House, located in Godfrey's historic Clifton Schoolhouse. Enjoy bold flavors like homemade falafel, fish and chips, and rotating pasta favorites. Relax with local beers, half-price wine bottles, and summer poutine nights. The only thing missing is you. Open Wednesday through Sunday. Del Mar Public House, where great food, drinks, and friends come together. DelMarPublicHouse.com.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
When I got in the car accident at the ER, they gave me a prescription of hydrocodone. And over time, it took more medication to mask the pain. I moved over to drug seeking and found heroin and fentanyl. I went to the Centerstone rehab facility, and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. I have my own car, I have a job, there's nothing holding me back anymore.
When you
Welcome back. 9:30. Great conversation with Randy. That was fun, and I can't wait to see the new season. I'm hoping we can get the gang back on here before the season takes place. Thanks for hanging out with that one. You can see that one on demand at any time at RiverBender.com/daily show, and I hope to see you down there in Carbondale. I got to get tickets and hang out there. Hey, real quick, it's 9:30, and a couple of days ago, we had Steve and Greg on, and we were talking a little bit about the Halloween parade, and we have a really cool go guide here at RiverBender.com where the gang worked really hard. Sydney and Kayla did. We were just talking about that yesterday, and it's just something that if you really want to make sure you and your family get the most out of the season, make sure you take a look at it. Alton's Halloween Parade will be 7 to 10 p.m. on Friday, October the 31st. The parade begins in downtown, and that will run 7 to 10, and we will be broadcasting that one, myself, Joe Barrett, and RiverBender.com. Bethalto's takes place October the 27th, and Brighton, well, theirs takes place from 3 to 7 p.m. this weekend, so make sure you go over and check out Brighton's. Oh, excuse me, their annual Fright in Brighton event, not their Halloween parade. There is no parade scheduled in Brighton, but they do host their annual Fright in Brighton event from 3 to 7 p.m. You can also stop by Bunker Hill on October the 26th. That's a Sunday for their Halloween parade from 6:30 to 8 p.m. In Carlinville on Saturday, October the 25th, their 86th annual Halloween parade starts at 6:15, and then the parade also celebrates the 100-year anniversary of the Carlinville Rotary Club. That's awesome. There's so many more to go through, like East Alton, 7 p.m. on October the 30th, Edwardsville, 6:30 p.m. on October the 31st, Granite City, just had their parade, and then I know that the fun continues down there throughout the month of October. In Hartford, Saturday, October 25th. Hillsborough takes place October the 18th. Jerseyville's takes place at 10 a.m. on Saturday, October the 25th. And the list just goes on. You can see that full list at RiverBender.com/news. But just wanted to detail that for you a little bit so you can start to kind of make mental notes as you plan your Halloween plans. And that leads me to this. Steve and Greg joined me on the show, and just want to make sure you got the details on this. I'll come back with Sara McGibany. We're going to be talking about night market in just a couple of minutes. But right now, Steve and Greg from the Easton Improvement Association. And before I go into this, we got to start taking claim. Alton is at least the top 3 in the longest running Halloween parades in the country. Sydney and I were talking about this on the show yesterday, so we're going to get to the bottom of it. But 108 years of the Alton Halloween Parade, it continues on October the 31st. And Steve and Greg, they gave us all the details just a few days ago. For the Halloween parade. How about that? I came prepared this time. Remember last year I had like some weird country music playing? I'm like, this isn't Halloween.
It could have been Thriller.
It could have been. That's true.
It could have been.
Are we doing a flash mob this year?
Yes, we are.
I love it. Okay. We are here for the 108th annual Alton Halloween Parade. Not right now. That's coming down the pipeline in a couple of weeks. We're almost here, and man, you guys are filling up. I love this. We were talking, Steve, before we came on. The online form is doing pretty well with this new way of doing it, and we're almost set.
Yeah, we're pretty well all set. Yeah, we're getting there.
Where do we start?
What is it, though? Over 100 years we've been putting on this parade. I think it's actually 108 years.
Well, and this is what's incredible, too. I mean, the history's there, but what I think's so cool is that each and every year you get a couple of new additions and folks that keep coming back to be a part of this parade. And is Dr. Vest coming back?
Dr. Vest is coming back. You know, this has been going on since 1916.
It's incredible.
And I think there were a couple of years in World War II that we didn't have it. Mm-hmm. So this is going to be our 108th, and you're right. I mean, we have people that come back every year. We have individuals that watch the parade that are in the same spot every year after every.
And if you're in their spot, they will let you know about it.
They will let you know. Early.
Well, and it's not, what I think's incredible too is the organization that it takes to put on something of this size, because it's one of the larger parades in the area, if not the largest on the Illinois side when it comes to just parades throughout the year. And there's a lot of work that goes into that, and making sure everyone's safe and getting floats lined up. How long does it take to get that process started before we even talk about the logistics?
We start actually in late August.
Wow.
And we have started before, earlier than that. Mm-hmm. However, I think we've got it pretty well somewhat fine-tuned. Mm-hmm. I call it kind of organized chaos.
Yep.
But we start in late August and get the applications out early. Try to get the applications out in September, which Greg does a great job on that. And after that, we meet on a regular basis and go over everything. But our committee has about 10 guys, and everyone knows their job on what to do. Mm-hmm. So it's a great committee.
We are a bit of a well-polished machine. And as you mentioned earlier, the applications this year, I used the Google Forms, which fed into the Google Sheets, which got rid of the need for people taking the picture of a paper form and emailing me pictures and dual entry. It's worked out well. It's resulted in more applications coming in sooner this year.
Wonderful.
Which helped us with our planning and such.
Well, and now also this year, Karen Wilson's going to be the parade marshal.
Karen Wilson's going to be our parade marshal, yes.
That's going to be a well-deserved honor for sure, and she's going to be a great parade marshal.
Absolutely. She just retired.
Yep.
And she's had a lot of things that she's done, State Farm Insurance, teacher, and the like. And so she'll represent the marshals very well.
This is going to be super cool. I was told that I will never allowed to be a marshal, even 50 years from now. So I just put my hands.
Twist some arms.
So what? At the same time it starts, correct? No changes on any of the logistics.
No changes.
7 p.m. Friday, October 31st.
Yes, always on Halloween night, except on Sunday. If it's on a Sunday, then it's always the Saturday before.
I see. I wish we haven't had a Saturday parade in a while, have we?
I think we'll have one next year.
We'll have one next year.
Well, there we go. Spoke too soon.
and then we'll probably have one the next year after that because it's going to be on a Sunday. So.
Oh, that's what I think's so cool too is just the last couple of years, people have gotten creative with their spots. I mean, they're having their trailers out here now, and they got bonfires on their trailer. Everyone's cozying up. I mean, it's cool to see.
Oh yeah.
Well, and now, with that being said, what number are we at, Greg, when it comes to?
We're going to be probably about between 70 and 80 positions in the parade, but some of those are positions. Some of the positions could be a group of 20 Jeeps.
Yeah.
We've got 3 groups of Jeeps out there. We've got some horses as well. So lots of positions, but even more vehicles and peoples in the parade.
Well, and see, with I thought they were fun. I mean, there was a lot of them, but it was cool to see them, and they got through pretty fast, and their Jeeps were decorated all the top
they decorated them very well.
They go over the top. It's pretty exciting. Everybody
they decorated them very well.
Well, and then the Rolling Nobles will be back, I'm sure.
Yes,
Rolling Nobles are coming back. It wouldn't be the parade without them. They have a standing invitation to come to the parade.
Well, and the community involvement with the parade too, like the high school bands that are a part of it, those kids can play, and it's really cool to always see them perform. The local dance groups performing too, and just local high school teams performing as well. And do we have a pretty good lineup of those bands coming back and being a part of it?
Absolutely. Yep.
Really cool. Do we know, or do we have the number on bands yet?
Right now we have 3. We're looking at a few more. So hopefully, it's the trouble is if they're in the football playoffs, that's an issue. So we're hoping that they're Saturday playoffs this year.
If anyone from the IHSA is watching for scheduling purposes, I just think it's great because we were getting some interviews lined up for the show for Halloween and everything, and it's pretty interesting because normally whenever you send out an email for somebody, like, I'll tell you, I'll just break the fourth wall. Like the other day, I thought, how cool would it be to have Adam Sandler? Okay, so send an agent. Agent responds, not interested because what the heck's going on here? You mentioned Alton for anything Halloween related, and it's like, this is actually of some interest. And the notoriety that even the parade garners, too, is just incredible. I mean, it's one of the most viewed things on Riverbender throughout each and every year. We can guarantee that the Halloween parade will be the most viewed. And it's just showcases truly the love and the special place that everyone has for it, and for being and a lot of times too, what I think's wild is that parades around the area, they're still there, but maybe they aren't as strong as they used to be, and the Halloween parade just keeps staying consistent and growing.
It keeps consistently growing. And the crowds have always been great.
I mean, what do you guys what do you guys give the credit to on that? Because I mean, it really is just something that is kind of special for what you all have created.
I think the longevity of it, over 100 years, consistency, well, almost consistency, except a couple of world wars in there. No, I think that really, and just if you build it, they will come, and it's a great show.
And I think Halloween is a big night in the Alton area.
Yeah.
And I know individuals that just decorate their house just like it's Christmas time.
Oh yeah.
And
I decorated mine in August, Steve. I was done. I was done with 100 degrees.
My wife as well.
So I think that has to do with it. Halloween is really a big night in Alton.
100%. And now, just for the folks that maybe are new to the parade this year as participants, is there anything we can give them, like FAQ-wise, that would help them as, if they're throwing candy or anything like that or tossing it, that we can give some FAQs out for?
We always give some guidance to throw the candy at the feet. Don't throw it into the crowd, and don't bring suckers. Please don't bring suckers, because we're concerned that stick can hit somebody in the eye.
Oh, for sure.
That's the one of the biggest concerns. And then for participants in the parade, the wheel walkers are the key. We have what we call a wheel walker position at each wheel along the trailer or along the vehicle, just to ensure no kids get close to that wheel.
Well, and with that being said, too, I think that's where it's good to know for parents that if this is your first time, coming out, if you moved to Alton lately or you're kind of testing it out, that you're going to be safe and your kids are, too, because you and the police work really well together to close everything down and really make it easy to get out of the parade afterwards, too.
The police department, the city does a great job. And the police does an absolutely fantastic job, along with the street department. They always have the blocks to block off the streets. And actually, soon after the parade, the route is pretty well cleaned up.
It is. It looks like it never even happened. I mean, it's just
pretty never even happened. So I give kudos to the city as much.
Well, and now on top of the city side of things, municipalities are being represented as well, and we're going to see the public figures of the communities represented there too. And I think that's always a cool touch where you see the town leaders and everyone else being a part of it.
Absolutely, absolutely, and we'll have the fire engines are really, big time. And so we'll have Alton and Godfrey and
ambulances as well.
Ambulances and Southwestern and whatever. So
now, last year we had a really cool, the Dr. Vessel's Fall last year was awesome, but has there been one that you guys remember over the years as nothing's going to top it? Because mine's whenever they made the paper mache Chucky. I don't know who did it, but I remember seeing that thing, and I was so young I had to have a Chucky doll right afterwards. And my dad was mad because we had to go to the store and buy me a Chucky doll because of how cool this thing looked.
I think the part that really gets my eye or catches my eye, a lot of other people too, are the Jeeps. The Jeeps come up so creatively decorated. Yeah, there's a lot of them.
But they're uniform.
Yeah,
and that's what's
they're
cool.
uniform. They keep a tight formation as well, and those always impress me.
There's been some really great family floats too.
Yeah.
Over the years, and they've been pretty simple, but they're really, really cool because they usually have a little kid riding in a little trailer or something like that. So
the Montessori school does well too. I've always liked their additions lately when they're a part of it as well. With that being said, we'll take a quick break. We're going to come back, talk more about the parade, get into the nuts and bolts of it all, and have some fun here in the studio. 9:32. I got to pay my first bill of the morning. Coming back with more after this.
Throughout all life stages, you need someone in your corner, guiding you on your health and wellness journey. At OSF Healthcare, that's your primary care provider. Your OSF primary care provider is there for every stage of life. Find a provider today at osfhealthcare.org/primary.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Welcome back, Daily Show. 9:30. You couldn't hear that. 9:35. A little bit of. It's my favorite part of the show. They always want to know what I'm saying before I come back on the air, but it'd get me fired in a heartbeat. With that being said, the talent of the Alton High School graphics department is just fantastic. And last year there was such a cool poster. This year is honestly one of my favorites, and I truly mean that, Steve. Who's the one that created this year's poster? Because it's beautiful.
Well, for years, probably for the last. I'm going to be guessing here. Probably for the last 20 years, the Alton Graphics Art Department has given a poster, and we have the students there that developed this poster. In fact, I have one here if I can show it.
Oh, please do. Yeah, I'm going to try to find the online version.
I'll put it up here, and you can put it up online. But it was created by Nora Mifflin, who's a senior at Alton High. And
it's beautiful. It's so cool. I love the fact that you got McPike Mansion in there, and then you got the witch. It's simple and looks so cool at the same time. I love it.
It's got great contrast.
Yeah, it does. The colors
very easy to read and the like. So we'll be handing these out to our members of East End starting today, and we'll send them to all the businesses and try to get them to put this in their window.
Well, and I think it's great that you showcase the talent of local artists, too, and the young and inspiring artists, and giving them something to kind of achieve and inspire to. And then you have something to put in your resume, too, and say, look back at what we were able to do for the town here.
Absolutely.
Love this. And now, as we're getting into it, what time do you guys meet for your participants meeting?
We have a participants meeting on October 23rd. That's going to be
I remember
the
these
Alton
things.
Moose. Very good. That's 7 o'clock. So, yeah, I'll be sending out a note to everybody that is participating in the parade so far and those that are coming about the meeting. And there we'll talk about the route and the staging and the safety rules and such. So short and sweet. But, again, the route is going to be on Broadway from Washington all the way down to Bell Street. Or I guess it's...
Piasa.
And Piasa, yep.
Well, and what I like about that, honestly, too, is the fact that it's a lot easier, I think, on your guys' volunteers and your parade staff, too, because you aren't going up a lot of hills. You know, they're manageable. Yeah. You know, and now the floats, too. I don't think, we haven't had one breakdown last year, did we?
Boy, knock on wood.
We haven't had any. No, we haven't had any breakdown. That's why we have tow trucks throughout the parade.
No kidding? I've always wondered. I've never asked you.
No, we do.
We do.
That's our plan.
We have tow trucks, and that's the purpose of having tow trucks, just in case the float breaks down and they need a tow. One thing, when you're going back to the participants meeting, that's on of course the 23rd of this month, which is only 2 weeks away, less than 2 weeks away. So we give out the participants' position at that meeting. So we'd like to have any application, if you're thinking about being in the parade, please get in contact with us, and Greg will give you the contact before probably next Friday, so we can get the lineups ready to go.
Well, and now what goes into curating and producing that lineup? Do you is it just, I know it's based on categories and groups like commercial, nonprofits, but in that, is it just do you kind of handpick where they go into that lineup from there?
Oh, well, we take a look at, do they have music? Do they not have music?
Fair. Yeah.
We don't want to have someone with music right next to the band.
Makes sense.
And so we take a look at just exactly what they're putting in. Within the application, they have to define what their float's going to look like. So if they have music, that's a big key right there. We don't want a dance group next to a dance group. We like to separate, so if they have the same type business or whatever, then we'll try to separate them from that standpoint.
So that way you don't have any sign wars going on,
And we'll put the Cub Scouts with the Cub Scouts and the Boy Scouts and whatever.
I think it's really cool. And another fascinating component of this, and you guys don't see it during the broadcast, last year was a little cold. This year I don't think is going to be that bad. I think we're going to be looking pretty good.
It's going to be mild and dry, no doubt.
Yeah, and but what you guys couldn't see as I was trying to keep my hands warm last year was the work the judges do to actually judge. Like, I'm going to be honest, you think judging a Halloween parade is fun and games until you go see what all it details. Take me through this. And can we don't want to name the judges, I don't think, this year, can we? For the sanctity of the parade?
No. They're basically spouses or friends or members of East End and such. But they do a great job. They go through, and there's obviously in each of the different sections, there are some floats that are not judged, but others that are. Radio cars are not judged. But no, it is definitely challenging. And sometimes we had a tow truck last year, which we didn't think was going to be decorated, and sure enough, it was, and we had to reevaluate that whole group. So they do a great job. And then the awards get presented it'll be the first Tuesday in November at our East End meeting there.
That's really cool. I didn't, and we need to go to the East End meeting and get the photos of that, too, when they get presented awards. Why have I not done that yet, Steve?
Well, this is your opportunity.
There we go.
There you go.
I hate when I call myself out on the air, Greg.
You're invited.
Well, and now, is there still time if someone calls you and says we have the float and all that?
Absolutely.
The best way would be through email.
Okay.
So we have two emails. One that's going to be on the sign, which is East End Improvement Parades @gmail.com. And the other email historically has been used for the Halloween parade. We've tried to consolidate both the Memorial and the Halloween parade down to the East End Parade Gmail. The other one is Alton Halloween Parade @gmail.com.
Really cool. And we'll link those in an article on RiverBender.com so you guys know how to get a hold of them and how to email. But it's just amazing to me that you guys have your hands on both two of one of the oldest parades in their specific category, with the Memorial
in our
Day
little
parade.
town,
It's just incredible, and no one really understands that, I don't think. It doesn't get bragged about enough.
Yeah, well, East End Improvement Association has been doing the Halloween parade since its inception back in 1916, as I mentioned. About 20 years ago, we started with the Memorial Day parade, and we've been sponsoring that ever since. And that one is one of the oldest in the nation.
100% over. Well, and honestly, the Halloween parade can't be too far off. I mean, it really has to be top 5, top 3 at least.
Have to research.
I'm going to start. I would be Howard Stern on this issue. I will call out every town that tries to say this. With that being said, for all of you that are looking for the broadcast details, if you can't make it out that day, I really encourage you to, though, be a part of the community, set up a chair, get there early to find your spot, and really just have some fun. But we're going to take off at 6:50 that night. We're going to chat for about 10 minutes until the parade starts and have some fun, and then Joe and I will bring you all the latest for a couple of hours and bring you the winners. And it's really one of my favorite nights of the year. It's such an easy show to do, and what I think is great is it's okay, the first 2 years were kind of interesting because they didn't know the show too much, so they're like, who the hell is this kid that just yabbing at me, you know? So the comments have gotten nicer over the years as I have grown on them.
Good for you.
I guess. With that being said, is there anything else we need? Oh, logistics wise, what time should we show up as participants, or if we're a part of like a cheer team or dance group and maybe we miss something? And
we block off Broadway between Main and Washington at 5 o'clock.
Okay.
The parade starts at 7 o'clock. So we can start staging at 5 o'clock, but we kind of ask people to start coming in a little later than that, 5:30. That gives the individuals that are staging time to get set up and the like. So, between 5:15, 5:30 would be a good time to come on into the route. We do block off Main, so if you're not in the parade, that's going to be blocked off and you can't go through. So that's only for individuals that are in the parade.
Yeah,
so
that's actually a really good note.
Broadway at Main, actually, and that's the entrance into the staging area as well. Is you come from Broadway and Main, and that's where we'll have individuals down there who will assist you with getting lined up correctly.
And we also will mention that if you have children that are going to be dropped off in the parade, you can drop them off at the police station. You can't park in the police station, but you can drop them off, and each participant should have a representative there if there's a lot of children to accept those kids, and then we will have golf carts to take them back to their float.
That's really cool, and that's it's really efficient too and safe that way also, and I think that's great to know. Hey CJ, how do I become a part of this really great group that puts on two of the longest running parades in their respective fields? Join East End. How do we join East End? How do we help out this great group?
Our meetings are the first Tuesday of every month except July. We at 7 p.m. at the Alton Moose. If you're ever interested in joining our organization, it's come to a meeting.
Yes, and you can contact either one of us, and we'll be glad to lead you through. It's an easy process. We meet once a month, as Greg mentioned, on Tuesdays at 7 o'clock, and at the Moose Club. And
yeah. Well, and I think, I read so much about all these younger entrepreneurs now in our area and just younger folks that are doing some really great things. And I encourage them, really, guys, and look into the East End Improvement Association, be a part of this, because this is true history of Alton right here. I mean, they're and now I'm going to get yelled at, I'm sure, by one. I'm sure there's one out there. But as far as I'm concerned, truly, when it comes to organizations, the East End Improvement Association's one of the most deeply rooted throughout the history of Alton.
Well, actually, the East End Association really goes back to the 1800s.
Is it really?
And it was the old Tuverines, German, which was a society club, the Turners, and in 1869 we were incorporated. We changed our name to East End Improvement Association in 1921.
Wow.
So, yeah, it's been around for quite some time.
That's incredible. So there's even more of an incentive to be a part of it, too, and reach out.
That's history.
Yeah, 100%. And we'll link everything in a write-up on RiverBender.com. Anything else I'm missing about the parade right now?
I think you got it all covered.
I think you got a good job. Man, thank you for having us.
That's the only time I'll hear both of those things all day. 9:45, a little bit of change. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back, wrap up the 9 o'clock that was right after this, and we'll see you on Halloween night at 7 p.m. for the Halloween parade. And,
rain or shine.
And, quick, if you're can you not take the candy off my table this year? I was really bummed when I left and I had no candy. It just was taken. We'll figure it out.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Discover Del Mar Public House, located in Godfrey's historic Clifton Schoolhouse. Enjoy bold flavors like homemade falafel, fish and chips, and rotating pasta favorites. Relax with local beers, half-price wine bottles, and summer poutine nights. The only thing missing is you. Open Wednesday through Sunday. Del Mar Public House, where great food, drinks, and friends come together. DelMarPublicHouse.com.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
When I got in the car accident at the ER, they gave me a prescription of hydrocodone. And over time, it took more medication to mask the pain. I moved over to drug seeking and found heroin and fentanyl. I went to the Centerstone rehab facility, and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. I have my own car, I have a job, there's nothing holding me back anymore.
When you need a project done right, on budget and on time, trust Gillahan Concrete. Gillahan handles every kind of project, big and small. Commercial, industrial, residential, from room additions and garages to patios, driveways, and more. Gillahan brings quality and experience to every job. Family owned with over 30 years of service to our community. Call today at 618-781-3914 or visit GillahanConcrete.com.
Accidents happen in a heartbeat, but lives change forever. Whether it's a car crash, workplace injury, medical malpractice, or wrongful death, you don't have to face the consequences alone. Keith Short and Associates brings over 33 years of experience and a reputation for fighting fiercely for your rights. For relentless representation that you can trust, call Keith Short and Associates at 618-254-0055 today for a free consultation.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Gonna get fired if I don't get some sleep. My long lost buddies say I'm getting in too deep, but I like it, I love it, I want some more of it. I try so hard, I can't rise above it. Don't know what it is about that little gal's loving, but I like it, I love it, I want some more of it.
Welcome back. Daily Show on a Tuesday. 10 o'clock hour rolls around now, and time for your top of the hour news brief. Here's what you need to know, and just a programming note. Sara McGibany is going to join us in about a couple of minutes or so, and she'll be filling us in on the latest from Alton Main Street. And then right around 10:30, we're going to be talking to Tommy Karlas, and he'll be at Lewis and Clark Community College. He's been just having a great career, and we'll get a little bit on those details and the concert coming up. Right now at 10 o'clock, here's what you need to know. Make sure you download that RiverBender.com app today, and you'll never miss out. You can join myself and well over 70,000 people that are in the know each and every day of the work week and on Saturdays with Around the Riverbend. We'll take you right to Edwardsville first. The Edwardsville City Council approved the installation of a new all-abilities playground on the Lewis and Clark Community College campus, ensuring the children of all abilities in the area will have a safe and inclusive place to play. The project, funded by the Edwardsville Community Foundation's Kriege Fund, uses up to $600,000 from a generous $1.35 million donation made earlier this year by the family to enhance the quality of life in Edwardsville. Community members including families with children who use wheelchairs, passionately have advocated for the playground, highlighting its importance of inclusion and accessibility. The initiative, one of 3 recreational projects that are planned with these donated funds, reflecting the city's commitment to creating welcoming spaces for all. We'll stay in Edwardsville for this sports story. Mark Hydroside, the longtime head coach of Edwardsville High School's boys soccer program, has recently coached his final home game, and it was a 1-1 draw against Normal Community West. Celebrated in a pregame ceremony for his 26 years leading the Tigers and his 400th career win, Hydroside was honored with a plaque presented by the athletic director. Reflecting on his career, he fondly recalled the 2 state championships and numerous regional titles, emphasizing the lasting friendships and camaraderie that were formed over the years. He expressed gratitude for the opportunity to impact players both on and off the field and looks forward to a new chapter focused on family and relaxation. Back here in Alton, Kathy Buddy emerged as the top raffle winner in the $10,000 sweepstakes at St. Mary's Oktoberfest. That was held this past weekend, October 10th through the 12th, on the church grounds in Alton. The event, overseen by Chairman Ryan Downey, featured a 5K race, live music, games, and traditional German ceremonies. With great weather and a strong attendance, the festival also included a Mass in the Grass, Oktoberfest games, and traditional bingo night. Organizers reported that raffle sales potentially broke previous records, supporting vital church and school building updates. Sweepstakes winners were announced Sunday evening, rounding out that successful celebration. Also in the news today, in state news, former Illinois House Speaker Mike Madigan has reported to a federal prison, marking a significant moment in the state's ongoing battle against political corruption. Madigan, the long criticized for fostering that culture of backroom deals and pay-to-play schemes, symbolized the deep-rooted issues plaguing Illinois politics. Governor Pritzker faced criticism for his delayed response in Madigan's criminal activities, only calling for his resignation after outcry. Republicans, including gubernatorial candidate Darren Bailey and House Minority Leader Tony McCombie, are renewing calls for the comprehensive ethics reform. They emphasize the need for independent oversight, transparency, and limits on political contributions to restore public trust and end the cycle in Springfield. That's a write-up submitted to us at RiverBender.com. You can see that in its entirety at the RiverBender.com news section underneath the press releases. Finally, in the news today, concerns over discolored water in Bethalto continue as residents remain skeptical despite recent tests by the Illinois EPA confirming safety levels. This is a story that we have been following. Public Works Director Rod Cheatham reports that multiple water samples show that iron and manganese levels are below state-level maximum contaminant zones, with additional tests for PFAS also clear. Village officials are collaborating with the Illinois EPA to explore financial assistance for replacing the aging water mains believed to be contributing to the issue. Some residents do question the village's transparency and urge long-term solutions, while local officials do emphasize that efforts are being made and highlight the challenges that are faced by those that are currently unable to afford any alternative water sources. The situation remains under close observation as they work towards a resolution. We'll keep you updated when more details do emerge. At 10:04, let's take a look at weather today. It's 73 degrees in downtown Alton. That's got to get updated. It feels like 76 out there today. It's going to get warm, and it's going to feel warm with times of sun and times of clouds. Tonight, just clear. Temperatures reach right around 84 degrees today, but this is where the real news is in weather. It's that air quality, and that's why I think we're all hurting here. 115 at 10:04. We need some rain. It's unhealthy for the sensitive or at-risk category. So if you are somebody that has some breathing difficulties today, might not be the worst thing to maybe work from home or stay inside and just limit your outdoor activities. Mold is moderate at 9,700, but man, Whew, we need some water to start getting some of that pollen and dust out of the air. Today, temperatures reach 84 degrees today, drop down to 57 overnight as we head into Wednesday. On Wednesday, partly sunny skies, a high of 85, a low of 58. On Thursday, sunny skies, a high of 83, a low of 56. And on Friday, we start our weekend with a high of 84 and a low of 63. That's a look. Oh, wait, I forgot one. On Saturday, that's kind of the important day, and this is one that we'll know more on here by Wednesday and Thursday, but Saturday they're calling for some thunderstorms, and these have the potential to be pretty severe and pretty significant. These storms are predicted to bring some flooding downpours, even hail in some parts of the region, along with the chance of an isolated tornado. So be mindful on Saturday and just stay updated on RiverBender.com/weather. Download that RiverBender app today so you can get your weather alerts. A high of 70 degrees on Saturday, a low of 50. And then on Saturday night, that thunderstorm chance does continue into the evening. Otherwise, it will just be cooler with some lower clouds in the atmosphere. That's a look. And here's what's happening now. 73 degrees in downtown Alton. It feels like 76 out there. For time and temperature throughout the day, 618-465-4545. This time powered by Bounce Back, Rehab, Recover, and Return Home. You can also stay up to date in real time all the time by going to RiverBender.com /weather. Hey, while I have you, man, Hayner's got some really cool programs that are coming down the pipeline. Gotta fill you in on them. At Hayner Library, you know, they really go above and beyond to make sure that there's seriously something for everybody in the community to enjoy. And one thing that we've been talking about with Mary a couple of times on the show is this Connie Martin conversation. And this is going to be about the Underground Railroad and just some really great history on that. They're also going to have an upcoming presentation on Elijah Lovejoy and a really great reading of Edgar Allan Poe, and that's going to be a really great time. And that's the one that we were talking about with Ann, that she's going to, Mary was saying that really children over 14 are perfect for that event, and really just one that is just such a cool one too. So with that being said, this is another cool note, too, with your Hayner Library card. On October the 21st from 7 to 8 p.m., this is, again, with that card, you get Beyond the Screen. And this is a wicked conversation with Marissa Bodie, and this is going to be a really great night. This is through the Illinois Libraries Present series, and just one that you are definitely going to want to be a part of. So between the events, between the statewide events, too, with some really cool conversations that you're privy to, you get some really great resources. You get ad-free, for-free streaming with Biblio Plus. That's awesome. With that Hayner Library card, the Seed Library, the Library of Things. I can go on and on and on. What I think is the best component of it, too, is just the innovations that you see in their teen programming and in their kid programming. Something for you and your infant, you and your toddler, you and your child to go and be a part of together. And then as they grow up, they have a new safe place to go and make friends, collaborate, and just keep exploring what the library has to offer. And that's in their teen space. You can learn all about that, HaynerLibrary.org. Don't forget to tell them that you know who sent you over their way. We'll take a quick break and come back with more Daily Show. Alton Main Street next.
Of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Discover Del Mar Public House, located in Godfrey's historic Clifton Schoolhouse. Enjoy bold flavors like homemade falafel, fish and chips, and rotating pasta favorites. Relax with local beers, half-price wine bottles, and summer poutine nights. The only thing missing is you. Open Wednesday through Sunday. Del Mar Public House, where great food, drinks, and friends come together. DelmarPublicHouse.com.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
When I got in the car accident at the ER, they gave me a prescription of hydrocodone. And over time, it took more medication to mask the pain. I moved over to drug seeking and found heroin and fentanyl. I went to the Centerstone rehab facility, and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. I have my own car, I have a job, there's nothing holding me back anymore.
When you need a project done right, on budget and on time, trust Gillahan Concrete. Gillahan handles every kind of project, big and small. Commercial, industrial, residential, from room additions and garages to patios, driveways, and more. Gillahan brings quality and experience to every job. Family owned with over 30 years of service to our community. Call today at 618-781-3914 or visit GillahanConcrete.com.
Accidents happen in a heartbeat, but lives change forever. Whether it's a car crash, workplace injury, medical malpractice, or wrongful death, you don't have to face the consequences alone. Keith Short and Associates brings over 33 years of experience and a reputation for fighting fiercely for your rights. For relentless representation that you can trust, call Keith Short and Associates at 618-254-0055 today for a free consultation.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nicello on RiverBender.com.
Then that time I went and said goodbye. Now I'm back and not ashamed to cry. Ooh, baby, here I am, signed, sealed, delivered, I'm yours. Here I am, baby. Oh, you got my feelings shaking.
Welcome back, Daily Show on a Tuesday. Sara McGibany in the studio. We are close to the chili cook-off. This is exciting.
Yes, it sure is. We look forward to this every year.
It's my dad's favorite event. Always will be. And, I mean, people have some great chili recipes.
They really do. I had never been to a chili cook-off before I started coordinating this one, and I had no idea how much fun they are. I mean, people really get into this.
Well, and now fill me in. Is it going to be in the same location as it's been in the past?
We're actually moving to Flock Food Truck Park.
Oh, that'll be perfect.
Yes, we've been on the hunt for a venue that has sufficient electricity to run dozens of crock pots. So,
Yeah,
yes, Flock is
true.
outfitted for all of those big food trucks that suck a lot of juice. So we are very happy that they're going to be hosting the chili cook-off this year.
It also helps that Sunday is going to be perfect outside weather.
I love to hear that. I never look.
Well, and then you have a busy weekend because the farmers market wraps up this Saturday too.
We actually have 4 events this weekend.
Oh,
We've
wow.
got the final Farmers and Artisans Market on Saturday morning. We've got goat yoga, so make sure to get your tickets to that.
That's awesome.
And then, of course, pick up your Halloween pumpkin from the farmer who grew it, and all of your fall decor and things like that from the awesome artists that are down there. And on that same day, we are also hosting a tour of downtown for the Landmarks Association of St. Louis from 1 to 3. And then we are going to have the dedication of our newest mural that is happening at 4 o'clock down on Front Street. So
That's
that is a
really
busy
cool.
Saturday.
Take me through the mural real quick. That sounds awesome.
Yes, this is the second mural that we have partnered with the Audubon Center at Riverland.
Nice.
Yes, so it's going to be another endangered bird species. This year it's the lesser yellowlegs, and it is a beautiful mural that wraps all the way around the entire building down on Front Street, right next to Mineral Springs as you're going down Landmarks Boulevard, and it's a nice sunset scene with these adorable yellow-legged birds, so it's a fantastic addition to our public art scene.
I love it. I mean, it's really, and I just think it's always a great addition because, it's better than just having, the bare bones there, I think, and then it looks always beautiful. And who's the artist that was commissioned?
It is Robert Fishbone,
again,
from On
really
the Wall
cool.
Productions, who also did the Alton Flyway. Yes, he is definitely great at interpreting native landscapes, and this is specifically about our, relationship to the river and being on the Mississippi Flyway. So we're thrilled to partner with Audubon for another mural that really sets the tone for how our community looks when you drive in the front door.
So you're telling me that we get all of this ahead of the chili cook-off?
That's all on Saturday, correct. And then on Sunday, join us back downtown for lunch from noon to 3 for the chili cook-off.
This is perfect. And number 4 combo is going to be a great live music, live band to listen to while you're sampling the chili. But also, though, I mean, you get to take a chance to really drive down Front Street past the mural as you're heading into Flock.
Yep, absolutely. Please do take a spin around and check out all of our great public art on your way.
And now, is there still time to register teams, or are we kind of past that point?
We could still fit in a team or two if anybody really has the burning desire to participate. We've got 17 teams this year, and we've got at least 2 in every category. So this year is going to be a real competition.
This is awesome. Well, and now take us through, for the folks who've never maybe participated just as guests at the chili cook-off, how does it work?
Sure, it's $10 for adults or only $5 for kids. And with that, you'll get a wristband and you will get to just go around, and no tickets at that point. You just pay once to get in the door, and then you go around and eat till your heart's content from the 17 teams. And then, of course, we've got the bar open at Flock, so you can grab a beverage and listen to the music.
They have fun drinks at Flock.
Oh, they really do. Their lemonades
are
so good.
Well, and now, how do we vote? Are we voting, or do the judges vote?
Well, we have a panel of judges that judge all of the teams in the business, organization, individual, and restaurant categories. But then we do also have People's Choice.
That's
so you get a
awesome.
ticket when you walk in the door. You hold on to it all day till you taste out everything.
It's an important ticket.
It really is. It is the coveted award. Every time someone gets a People's Choice award, they, ring cowbells and, noisemakers and make a big to-do. So it is very fun to listen to everybody collect their People's Choice votes all day.
And they will receive the coveted silver ladle.
Exactly. And bragging rights.
That's right. And now, who won People's Choice? Do we know who won last year? Do we remember?
I think it was Virginia Wolf Biley.
Oh, really cool.
I think, if memory serves. She's won a number of times in the past.
When I go, though, I kind of get a little down on myself because I'm like, my chili is never going to taste as good as... Why am I...
You got to have that secret sauce for sure.
Right.
There's a lot of big debates over beans versus no beans, white chili versus regular chili. Yeah.
How much spice do you put in it? Do you want spicy chili? Now, how do we volunteer? Are you still looking for some?
We could definitely use a few hands on deck for sure. Yeah, you get a free ticket to the chili cook-off, and we have it split into 2 shifts. So you either eat chili first and then volunteer, or volunteer and then eat all the chili you want.
And now, what does the volunteering kind of look like?
We just need people to help run the ticket table, help people get shown to their spot when they arrive, just general little gopher things.
Really cool. Well, and now, what I think's cool is just the fact that you have awards for all of this, and then there's some prizes too. Fill me in on those.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a $100 prize in each of the 4 categories, and then we also give a $100 prize to the best decorated booth. So people really dress up in costumes and decorate their tent, and it's a really good time.
And now, do you do you have a theme?
There is no theme. No.
Oh, I like this.
The theme is chili.
This is noon to 3 this coming Sunday. I was already told multiple times. My phone kept dinging, and I'm looking. I had October 14th, and I realized that was... I don't know why I thought that was today. But also, too, you can go take a look at downtownalton.com, the website, and you can get all the information. Live music. Is number 4 combo going to be playing the entire 3 hours?
They sure are,
yep. Really cool. Why don't we do this? We'll take a quick break. We'll come back, and we'll talk about the other events coming down the pipeline this weekend, and then we might just touch on a little bit of what you're coming on in a few weeks to talk about in a few moments.
Perfect.
Sounds good to me. 10:18, more Daily Show next.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Discover Del Mar Public House, located in Godfrey's historic Clifton Schoolhouse. Enjoy bold flavors like homemade falafel, fish and chips, and rotating pasta favorites. Relax with local beers, half-price wine bottles, and summer poutine nights. The only thing missing is you. Open Wednesday through Sunday. Del Mar Public House, where great food, drinks, and friends come together. DelMarPublicHouse.com.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
When I got in the car accident at the ER, they gave me a prescription of hydrocodone. And over time, it took more medication to mask the pain. I moved over to drug seeking and found heroin and fentanyl. I went to the Centerstone rehab facility, and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. I have my own car, I have a job, there's nothing holding me back anymore.
When you need a project done right, on budget and on time, trust Gillahan Concrete. Gillahan handles every kind of project, big and small. Commercial, industrial, residential, from room additions and garages to patios, driveways, and more. Gillahan brings quality and experience to every job. Family owned with over 30 years of service to our community. Call today at 618-781-3914 or visit GillahanConcrete.com.
Accidents happen in a heartbeat, but lives change forever. Whether it's a car crash, workplace injury, medical malpractice, or wrongful death, you don't have to face the consequences alone. Keith Short and Associates brings over 33 years of experience and a reputation for fighting fiercely for your rights. For relentless representation that you can trust, call Keith Short and Associates at 618-254-0055 today for a free consultation.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Welcome back, Daily Show. I'm telling you, I think I would have better viewership. Even we're doing great, but I just would love it if they could hear my hot mic every once in a while. Like if that was a part of the show. Welcome back, Sara McGibany back in the studio, and there's a lot happening. I keep forgetting that we're right in between the calm before the holiday storm.
Yeah, downtown is a really busy place to be in the fall, for sure. We have our First Fridays that happens where the shops stay open late on the first Friday of every month in October, November, and December.
That's so cool.
Our kickoff a couple weeks ago was fantastic. We had great turnout. You can win a $100 gift certificate by going around and having your passport stamped everywhere you make a purchase.
That's cool.
And then we've also got about 14-inch high little statue of Robert Wadlow, who is kind of styled as Where's Wadlow? Where's Waldo? So you go around and it's hidden in one of these shops, and if you find
That's
it,
cool.
you win a $100 gift certificate there too. And we've got continuous shuttle loop running the entire time, so you just park once and go shop till your heart's content.
That's really. And now, is there a common meeting space? Just so, because I'm not too familiar with this, is it like Sugar Alley again, or
not necessarily?
Okay.
A lot of people do stop at Flock because they have a good parking lot, and you can grab a beverage there for your route. So that is a good launch point.
Really cool. Well, and now going into this too, we have the tree lighting coming up. I mean, there's literally a ton, and I know that we're coming on to talk about First Fridays again here shortly. But tree lighting, do we have a date for that already?
Yes, that is always the Friday before Thanksgiving. So that is going to be on November 21st this year. Santa Claus gets to Lincoln Douglas Square at 6 o'clock, and depending on how quickly all of our speakers get through their speech, depending on what the temperature is, we're usually wrapped up and out of there by 7.
That's my favorite part. You know, you can tell who's getting cold by who's looking and who's jumping down their page a little bit, you know? Well, and as we're getting into this, there's so much that's happening, and you know you guys have to have a pretty good group to stay organized, because you know Main Street's such a unique organization, because you're there to support the businesses, you're also there to elevate them and put on these events to bring people in and draw them and elevate others who aspire to be in that downtown district too.
Yeah, for sure. It's really our task to make downtown a place where people want to be. So we're trying to make it full of life, full of activity, full of social interactions, full of beautiful art, apart, nicely maintained sidewalks and garden beds. That's really what we're all about, is just making downtown a place where people think, hey, I want to go downtown and shop and dine.
Why do I need to drive out of the city here?
Amen.
You know. Well, and now too, there is that important meeting coming up tomorrow, and there is an online survey you were telling me about.
Absolutely, the city of Alton is launching into their comprehensive plan, and they are going to be tapping the public for their inspiration and ideas and their thoughts all the way throughout the process. But
Really
they've just
cool.
kicked off the first couple of opportunities to share your 2 cents. Tomorrow night it's going to be at the Old Bakery Beer Company, and you can stop by anytime between, I think it's 5 or 6. I think it's an open house kind of style. You don't have to stay the entire time. You can just kind of come through.
I'm not the most reliable when it comes to that. Dalton is. He's the one.
What's happening when? But yeah, the city also just launched an online survey that you can take as well. We posted it to our Alton Main Street Facebook page if you want a quick place to grab the link. It's a real simple survey, just 5 questions. What do you want to see more of? What do you want to see less of? What are your priorities for the city? And they're asking about things such as, transportation needs, park needs, job availability, all sorts of things like that. So please do put your 2 cents in and help the city of Alton, steer themselves in the right direction for the next 20 years.
That's really cool. And also, always stay tuned to your guys' Facebook page, because you put out some really cool information. Just like the downtown Alton, you have your construction resources and all of those opportunities for folks to kind of get some more information. And I think it's good for the public to note that too.
Oh, absolutely. We are based on historic preservation, so we are always looking for avenues to help our owners of properties, fix them up, find resources. We just had a great seminar last week on all sorts of, tax incentives that are available.
Yeah.
And I was shocked. We had about 70 people attend and filled the lobby of the Wedge. It's really easy to get people to come to an event when there's music and food and things. When you're presenting dry information like, financial incentives, it's kind of harder to get a crowd together, but we were blown away by having that many people interested in fixing up their old, commercial and residential properties here in historic Alton.
That's awesome. And now, is the social media page the best way to get that information for upcoming seminars and things like that, and press releases too?
Yeah, we have a monthly newsletter. You can go on downtownalton.com and subscribe to our monthly e-news. But that same content we do trickle out as it becomes timely on our social media. So following us on Facebook or Instagram, or staying tuned to downtownalton.com is your best bet on how to stay up on everything.
I just kept claiming my dog to help me on my taxes. I didn't know that. Oh, and then your puppy day at the farmer's market was a huge hit.
Oh, the canine carnival.
Yes,
it was
that was
adorable.
the best picture I've ever seen. The UP costume was perfect.
I could not believe the lengths these folks went to decorate their dogs. We had a dog that was airbrushed as a tiger. It was just adorable. I mean, people really go all out for that. And thanks to Hope Rescues for helping us put that together. We raised some bucks for that wonderful organization as well. And yeah, we always have that be a staple of the market in the fall. It's the cutest day at the market.
That's for sure. And you get a chance to be a part of the last farmer's market of the year this Saturday, and then you also have a chance to see the new mural this Saturday.
As well.
Okay, I was kind of nervous about it, but and then Sunday you have a chance to go to the chili cook-off, see the mural on the way to the chili cook-off, and help someone win People's Choice in the Silver Ladle, and just enjoy Flock Food Truck Park and their great bar, and then some great food.
Sounds like a fun weekend in downtown, doesn't it?
And then how much are tickets again?
$10 for adults, or only $5 for kids.
Oh, duh. How do I get tickets, Sarah?
You can just get tickets walking up at the door. We don't even attempt to pre-sell any of these tickets. We just take your $10 right there at the door and give you a wristband, and you're off to the races.
This is really cool. And now, if someone wants to join Alton Main Street as a volunteer or in other facets, what's the best way to kind of reach out and do that? Is online the best?
Yeah, that would be wonderful. You can go to downtownalton.com/volunteer, and that will show you all of our upcoming opportunities. And we've also got a little questionnaire where you can tell us about your interests.
Really cool.
Are you an introvert or an extrovert? Are you looking to, help with events or more, background type of stuff?
Oh,
and
yeah.
Then when your interests roll around during the year, we will be in touch with you and say, hey, you were interested in volunteering at the Earth Tones Festival. That's coming up in a few weeks. So yeah, it's a good way to tell us what experience you're looking to get out of it, and then we can touch base when the time is right about jumping in.
Fantastic. Sarah, always great talking to you, and see you again in about 2 weeks.
Yeah, see you then. Thanks for having me.
We'll take a quick break. 10:30 is the time. We'll come back with more Daily Show on this Tuesday morning right after this.
With over 20 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Discover Del Mar Public House, located in Godfrey's historic Clifton Schoolhouse. Enjoy bold flavors like homemade falafel, fish and chips, and rotating pasta favorites. Relax with local beers, half-price wine bottles, and summer poutine nights. The only thing missing is you. Open Wednesday through Sunday. Del Mar Public House, where great food, drinks, and friends come together. DelMarPublicHouse.com.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
When I got in the car accident at the ER, they gave me a prescription of hydrocodone. And over time, it took more medication to mask the pain. I moved over to drug seeking and found heroin and fentanyl. I went to the Centerstone rehab facility, and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. I have my own car, I have a job, there's nothing holding me back anymore.
When you need a project done right, on budget and on time, trust Gillahan Concrete. Gillahan handles every kind of project, big and small. Commercial, industrial, residential, from room additions and garages to patios, driveways, and more. Gillahan brings quality and experience to every job. Family owned with over 30 years of service to our community. Call today at 618-781-3914 or visit GillahanConcrete.com.
Accidents happen in a heartbeat, but lives change forever. Whether it's a car crash, workplace injury, medical malpractice, or wrongful death, you don't have to face the consequences alone. Keith Short and Associates brings over 33 years of experience and a reputation for fighting fiercely for your rights. For relentless representation that you can trust, call Keith Short and Associates at 618-254-0055 today for a free consultation.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Sounds like the radio back in 94, you know. Hook the speaker up to my soul. It sounds like the radio.
10:32. Welcome back, Daily Show on a Tuesday, October the 25th at 6 p.m. Man, this is a show that's always being talked about. Last year, I was trying to get Tommy on the show. Tommy, I'm telling you what, the whole area was just ready to go to this, and now they're ready again. Take me through this. The homecoming show and after party set at Lewis and Clark, October the 25th at 6 p.m. You got to be excited, man.
Yeah, man. It's kind of a full circle thing because I started actually. My second time ever on stage was on that stage at the Hathaway Hall when I was 13 years old. I was doing like a talent show. Wow. I was so nervous. I think I stopped in the middle of the song because it was like the first time ever being on a real stage. And so it's kind of a full circle moment to come back. I've been in Nashville 25 years. We're going to be celebrating 300 million streams as a songwriter. Wow. I've had 3 million as an artist, but just to wrap my brain around the 300 million is pretty cool. So I felt like it was something we should stop and just kind of celebrate. And just kind of my deal with Sony, like everything's been great. And we just want to kind of come back and bring a Bluebird style show. You know, there's so many people that I get calls from that come to Nashville and they want to go to the Bluebird. And it's so freaking hard to get tickets there whenever I play. It sells out in like 30 seconds. So it's a way of kind of bringing that to the hometown and in a theater that's just kind of a full circle moment.
It's just incredible. And you know, I mean, when you say 300 million, and this is what I think, it's one of those numbers that you really just can't comprehend because it's just so large. And I mean, obviously, when you start your career and your love for music, you don't chase 300 million. You know, that happens along the way. What led to this? Was there a moment, you know, in the journey where the paradigm shifts a little bit and things just started to click, all the wheels started to turn together for you?
Man, it's kind of been, yeah, there has, but it's really been more of a roller coaster. I mean,
Mhm.
just because it's changed so much. When I moved here, like, I've always just wanted to be a songwriter, and I just kind of wanted to sit back and write songs in a room and produce them in the studio and have other people record them. And, you know, back then we didn't have streaming and all that. So the goal was to get a radio hit. Now, like, everybody listens on their phone or wherever they're at. So, you know, there's been a little bit of adjustment with that, and music changes. And for a while, their country kind of stayed the same. You know, I had a number one, and it was kind of country then, and then it kind of went a little poppy. And now it's back to like that huge diversity of music, you know, to where you have Zach Top or Florida Georgia Line or whatever. So it's kind of hard to stay up with the times, but for the most part, I just try to do what I love and my own kind of take on what country music is, and so far it's worked out.
Well, and this is why I was really fascinated by having you on the show, Tommy, too, because a lot of times, like you said, we hear the names, and that's why, you know, we're playing Zach Top to come back in, you know, but what we don't see is the work that goes into, you know, making a song like that, or, you know, name anyone else, and, you know, probably not the best example. There's so many others that, you know, the work that goes into that hours of work. Take me through what that journey looks like as a songwriter. Can you peel back a little bit of that curtain for the audience that maybe just doesn't understand what that relationship looks like?
Sure, yeah. I mean, so Nashville's and country music's always been about the song and about the songwriter. And you know, it's always been like maybe two one-way streets. A 5 block period is all of country music and everybody that's writing songs. Back when I started, there was probably about 2,000 signed writers on Music Row. Now there's about 500. But it's basically every day you go in and like tomorrow I'll be writing with the guy that won American Idol, and the next day it's the guy that just won The Voice, you know, or it's somebody that just took off on TikTok, or, you know, and hopefully you get in with these guys or they kind of become a fan of your songs, and that's kind of how you kind of take off. Traditionally, it was more like the best song wins and people recorded other people's songs. And it's still about half that way, but the other half is other people wanting to learn how to write their own songs. But yeah, it's just every day we're down there writing with the different artists. And, you know, most of the songs that we write, even the best songwriters in the world, will never get heard. You know, everybody makes most of their income off about 5% of what they write. But that's what's kind of exciting about it is, you know, it's rejection for a living on one hand, but on the other hand, like the thing that you write, the thing that you create in a room that day could take off and be heard all over around the world, or change people's lives, or give them 3 minutes of escape, or something they sing at their wedding. It's cool and exciting to think about what you're doing, and it keeps you creative.
Well, and now let me ask you a little bit about that, because that's where my mind goes, is that, I mean, you're creating something that, you know, potentially millions of people are falling back to, whether it's a good time, a happy time, a time to get them through maybe some stress, or those monumental moments like the wedding days. What was take me through the first hit that you had, you know, that you were a part of, and just, you know, what that feeling was like, knowing that, you know, you're turning on the radio and here's the damn song, you know?
Yeah, no, that was a dream of mine since I was 14 years old. I always thought that would be the coolest thing in the world, to drive down the road and hear a song that you wrote. And that was kind of always my end vision. And I made a 5-year plan at 14 to move to Nashville. I moved to Nashville at 19. And I ended up just getting super lucky and getting my first publishing deal my first week or two here. And I just started writing songs. I got a Blake Shelton cut. I got Randy Travis on one of his last albums. And eventually I had lost a publishing deal, and I had just kind of gotten away from the love for it for a minute after a couple years here. And I just started writing kind of again for myself, like I did when I was a kid. And one night I woke up and I just started playing this melody, and I pretty much finished this song in a couple hours, like at 3 a.m. And I knew before anybody ever heard it, it was going to be my first big hit. And a year later, it was number one for several weeks. It was a song called Roll With Me by Montgomery Gentry. And just the stories, man, like there's so many stories, there's so many things about how it touched people's lives, and it was the perfect song for the perfect time in their life. And just being able to ride down the road, and I remember one time driving with my dad and the song coming on, just so many cool moments like
Yeah.
that you kind of always envisioned, you never knew was going to happen.
Now, this is something that I find fascinating. Are you ever one of those guys too that, I mean, like you're in on the secret where, maybe the generic public thinks, that's a great, song from them, but you're sitting here going, but little do they know, I'm one of the reasons for it. Does that ever like cross your mind, like where you're in on a secret that maybe even though they could know if they just look it up or look in the back of the CD, they don't think about?
Yeah, no, I mean, we have so many people that think like, oh, well, everybody just writes their own music or
Right.
whatever, but it's always been that way. And I don't know, I've just always loved the thought of like having a normal life and just being creative and not having to get too caught up in the other stuff.
Yeah.
I've done more of that the last few years. We released my first songwriter album in 2021,
Mhm.
and I just started kind of as a supplemental income, and because it's fun. I play the Bluebird a few times a year, but then I'll take that Bluebird style show and take it around the country, and people love it because they get to hear the stories behind the songs, how they were created, songs that they love. They get to hear how the original version was, or the songwriter who wrote it doing it himself. And I think there's just a kind of a big hunger out there because it's just a little bit different than just going to a concert and just kind of rocking
Yeah.
out.
Well,
It's way more intimate and what makes the Bluebirds so cool. So yeah, we've been having fun doing that, and that's pretty much what we're doing to bring home.
Well, and that's what leads me into this part of the conversation too, because like you said, you're behind the music, you're behind the microphone, so to speak, without being the one that's projecting into it. And you take me through that decision that hey, I want to get out on the stage and really start to explore this. Was there just a moment where you said, let's go back to that love of it, or is it just kind of something you picked up and realized, oh, we got something here too?
Honestly, it was a kind of a reaction a little bit to where the industry was, because I had songs that I felt 10 years before would have been recorded and would have been out there.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's always been the number one thing to me. I just want the songs to be heard
Yeah.
if they're really good, because I know that they would have an impact. And there was a couple songs that I really felt strongly about, and that was kind of the catalyst to make me put something out like, hey, if no one else is going to do this, I'm going to put this out. And that was the cool thing. The song that I felt that about the most, I was right about it, ended up getting a couple million streams. It took off, got like 1 million views on YouTube, it's a really cool song called Lessons. And yeah, it just kind of came from necessity of just wanting to have the song out there, and turned into something where I kind of tour around the country a little bit part-time.
Well, and this is just so cool, man. And that's why going back into the show, like you said, you're bringing the style of show that really is one of a kind. And people get to hear a little bit of that behind the music that makes it so cool. And now, whenever you're going out there, what do you see the audience get out of this more than anything? Because with your experience now, I mean, you've played in one of the most famous venues, when it comes to music. You can read crowds. What do you see throughout the show from them as you're talking about some of these songs and then you go in to perform?
Yeah, I think it's kind of the thing that makes the Bluebirds so cool is it's such an intimate experience, and it just kind of breaks it down to the bare necessity of the music. When you have somebody with just an acoustic guitar singing it the exact same way he came up with it that day whenever he wrote it, and getting to see the difference of it in its raw version and the story behind it, and then knowing what actually the actual outcome was. I think people just love that stuff, especially music lovers,
Well, for sure. And, before we go any further, too, I got to ask you, do you have one of those stories that you can kind of, I don't want you to obviously forecast because we got to get you guys to the show, but is there one where, you can tell us where, man, you were just pissed off, had a bad day, someone cut you off or you name it, or had the best day of your life and out comes this song? Is there a pretty good story that led up to a song for you that you can tease us with?
The number one still is the Roll With Me, just
Okay.
because it was such a huge impact. But there was another one, the other one that I was just talking about, a song called Lessons. It's about, I had went in my 30s through, losing my dad, losing my brother. And when you go through that, you have a heart for people whenever they lose stuff. And it's kind of about that. It's the kind of lessons you learn when you go through hard stuff in life. And learning how to still see the good in things and just be appreciative for the day that you have, and knowing that life is short and we're not promised tomorrow. And I think that's the thing. It came from a real place. And I think that's why so many people resonated with it.
Absolutely. And, Tommy, you're getting into town here in a couple of days. Now, we are, 9 days away from your show coming up at Hathaway Hall. It's a perfect venue. The acoustics in there are great. The seating's great. Just got upgraded, too, from what I got told, so that's even better. What can folks expect whenever they come in? Because there is that after-party component to it.
Yeah, the after party is going to be included. With the ticket. That's at the Wood River Moose.
Oh, cool.
The coolest part is going to be, like you said, at that show, that venue, and this kind of Bluebird style show is just so perfect for that venue. It translates so well. It's going to be Charlie Brown and Aaron Kellum, both guys from there too. Charlie and I both moved to Nashville at the same time, and they're going to be opening, and then I'm bringing a hit songwriter, Joel Shoemake, with me. We're just going to break it down to like the kind of Bluebird songwriter round. We've done 2 of them there, and it really, really went great. And since they've, renovated it, I think it'll be even cooler, but the sound is always amazing. And then celebrate the 300 million streams after, but it'll be a good couple hour show, kind of a Bluebird style thing.
Really cool, man. And now, can we talk about, is there any plans to keep this type of show running back here at Hathaway Hall the next year?
Yeah, I mean, my plan has kind of been just, loosely doing it every couple of years, because I just love coming back there and people seem to still be buying tickets. So as long as people want to kind of hear that thing, I'll keep doing it, because I love that theater. I have a special place in my heart for that theater.
Well, and it's just so cool. Like you said when we were starting this conversation, that, one of the first stages that you're on, and it's just, that's such a great note to this too. And now we'll link the Eventbrite link where folks can get tickets. I know that their ticket sales are looking really good for the show. And I got to ask you, Tommy, before I let you go too, a couple of things. First one is there any reflections of your home area in some of your songs, or some of the songs that maybe we've heard on the radio? Oh, I think we lost Tommy there for a second. We'll come back. Why don't we do this? We'll take a quick break. We'll see if we can get him connected back here on the Zoom here. You stay there, and I'll be here in this studio on RiverBender.com and Roku TV.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Discover Del Mar Public House, located in Godfrey's historic Clifton Schoolhouse. Enjoy bold flavors like homemade falafel, fish and chips, and rotating pasta favorites. Relax with local beers, half-price wine bottles, and summer poutine nights. The only thing missing is you. Open Wednesday through Sunday. Del Mar Public House, where great food, drinks, and friends come together. DelMarPublicHouse.com.
Why must you live out the songs that you wrote? If I'm down in a
Bo Cephas now, but on October the 25th, you'll have a lot more of Tommy, and that's what we're all here for. Tommy back in the Zoom call now, and before we got disconnected, just asking a little bit, is there any hometown reflections or home area reflections on any of the songs that you've been a part of?
Man, yeah, I mean, gosh, if you come to the show, you'll probably hear, I'd say, about a third to half of the songs that have something to do with hometown or family or something. I mean, the best songs come from a real place, man. So, I mean, everything that I feel hits other people, it has to be something that probably hits me, or else it's not going to hit other people. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And
yeah.
You do have your guitar there, and if it's okay, I wanted to end the segment. If can you play a tune or two before we say so long? For now, I'll send you a full screen, and then whenever you're done, we'll wrap up and send it to break.
Yeah, you bet.
Absolutely, we'll take you there now. And Tommy, thanks for the performance.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, this is the song I was talking about on my first album. It's called Lessons. A bully won't stop till you stand up to. You ain't gonna win if you plan on losing. Sometimes a curse can be a blessing. So wait your turn and learn your lesson. Don't hold a grudge, it'll make you bitter. Don't think that money's gonna make you richer. And happiness ain't about possession. Gotta crash and burn and learn your lesson. You can't win them all. You can't change the past. Don't take for granted what you got. Don't always want what you don't have. Take some chances, have some faith. Make the most of every day. 'Cause it could all be over in a second. Don't miss a day with your old man fishing. Or a cup of coffee in your mama's kitchen. Life is short, time is precious. Sometimes it hurts to learn your lesson. You can't win them all. You can't change the past. Don't take for granted what you got. Don't always want what you don't have. Take some chances, have some faith. Make the most of every day. 'Cause it could all be over in a second. Don't break her heart if you know you love her. Don't let her leave 'cause you're too damn stubborn. 'Cause she'll move on and you'll regret it. Hold on to her and learn your lesson. Every choice has consequences. Take it from me and learn your lesson.
Man, that was incredible, Tommy. Thank you very much, man. And before I let you go, seriously, just great. Give me that final preview, that final 60 seconds before I say so long for now. You're back here at Lewis and Clark, October the 25th, and give us your final hype message if you could after that great performance.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah, we're going to be coming back basically to celebrate hitting 300 million streams as a songwriter. I've hit 3 million as an artist too, but 300 million as a songwriter, playing all the songs that got me there. Warren Zeiders, Trisha Yearwood, Old Dominion, Blake Shelton, Montgomery Gentry. We're going to have Charlie Brown and Aaron Kellum opening. I'm going to have Joel Shoemake, who's another hit songwriter with me. Basically the Bluebird style show. Yeah, it's going to be awesome. We'll have an after party and get to hang after, maybe even do a little bit more music there. That's
Nice.
included with the ticket. And and I also want to just shout out to Melissa Georgioff. She has been so huge in helping me out and get the word out, and just she's always been a huge supporter. I was her first guest on her podcast, so just wanted to give her a shout out and say thanks to her too.
Really cool, man. Well, like I said, that was a hell of a performance, and honestly, I can't wait to see October the 25th. We'll link everything in a write-up on RiverBender.com, and thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, thanks so much, man. I appreciate you.
We'll take a quick break. 10:53 is the time on this Monday morning. Our daily show continues in the heart of the 618 next.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Discover Del Mar Public House, located in Godfrey's historic Clifton Schoolhouse. Enjoy bold flavors like homemade falafel, fish and chips, and rotating pasta favorites. Relax with local beers, half-price wine bottles, and summer poutine nights. The only thing missing is you. Open Wednesday through Sunday. Del Mar Public House, where great food, drinks, and friends come together. DelMarPublicHouse.com.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
When I got in the car accident at the ER, they gave me a prescription of hydrocodone. And over time, it took more medication to mask the pain. I moved over to drug seeking and found heroin and fentanyl. I went to the Centerstone rehab facility, and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. I have my own car, I have a job, there's nothing holding me back anymore.
When you need a project done right, on budget and on time, trust Gillahan Concrete. Gillahan handles every kind of project, big and small. Commercial, industrial, residential, from room additions and garages to patios, driveways, and more. Gillahan brings quality and experience to every job. Family owned with over 30 years of service to our community. Call today at 618-781-3914 or visit GillahanConcrete.com.
Accidents happen in a heartbeat, but lives change forever. Whether it's a car crash, workplace injury, medical malpractice, or wrongful death, you don't have to face the consequences alone. Keith Short and Associates brings over 33 years of experience and a reputation for fighting fiercely for your rights. For relentless representation that you can trust, call Keith Short and Associates at 618-254-0055 today for a free consultation.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Well, somebody told me you had a boyfriend who looked like a girlfriend that I had in February of last year. It's not confidential, I've got potential. Ready, let's roll on to something new. Taking its toll and I'm leaving without you.
Welcome back, Daily Show on a Tuesday. One final news story for you today. This is really cool. Sydney Sinks has this one. A local woman was honored with the Congressional Gold Medal. Now, this is the highest honor a civilian can achieve. On Monday, October the 13th at the Collinsville VFW, Congresswoman Nikki Budzinski presented Betty Wrigley with the medal in recognition of her service during World War II. Now, Wrigley, 98, was a Rosie the Riveter and joined the workforce during World War II. I'm grateful for the honor. At the time, I didn't think it was important. Now, Peter Steinman, the museum manager, shared information about the Rosie the Riveter program. He noted that 6 million women joined the workforce, half of whom left school like Wrigley. Less than 10% of these women actually worked in the war industry. Well, at 15, Wrigley left her home in St. Louis and traveled to Washington State to work at the Puget Sound Navy Yard. She worked as a helped repair ships that were damaged in battle, including the USS California, which was damaged during the attack on Pearl Harbor. Wrigley shared that she was one of the fairly early ones. Her badge number was 5,234. By the time she left, the badge numbers were over 100,000. After the war, Wrigley returned to St. Louis, where she met her husband, and they moved to Collinsville and raised their twins. During the ceremony on October the 13th, Wrigley was surrounded by her family, including her great-great-granddaughter. Budzinski and Representative Katie Stewart emphasized Wrigley's service and the work that she did to pave the way for women like them. They shared their appreciation for Wrigley and the 6 million women who stepped into the workforce during World War II as part of the Rosie the Riveter program. Budzinski noted that the Congressional Gold Medal is the oldest and highest civilian award in the United States, and it was first awarded to George Washington in 1776, and only 184 people and institutions collectively have received that medal. That's just an incredible story from Sydney, and one that's a perfect way to end our day. All righty, thank you. We had a great show today. I don't know how I top this one tomorrow. We got a full show again, so I hope you join me live at 9 for more of it. Have a great one. Try to find a place to stay cool today. It's too damn hot. Oh, and try your best to stay out of jail.